Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Wednesday. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a teen faces additional charges involving criminal mischief. We'll have those details coming up.
Plus, we hear from the Democratic candidate for state senate in an exclusive interview. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's standing by with a look at our weather. A little windy right now, Dakota.
Yes, it is, Jay, Matt, and happy Wednesday out there, everybody. And it is windy, and the winds will continue to pick up through the afternoon. The good news is first defense Doppler is nice and dry. It'll remain that way pretty much through the day today, but more rain is on the way, and it comes tomorrow night going into the end of the week. Now, a wind advisory does stay in place through all of Western New York until 6 p.m. tonight. And if you look down here, this actually is a red flag warning for Warren, PA. We'll talk more about this a little bit later on, what this means and why this is issued. But this is for a heightened fire risk down there because of the low humidity. But we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. And again, the satellite imagery here. Again, you can see the clouds starting to break apart and going away, but look at this mess off the coast. This is this nor'easter we talked about yesterday. Look at that circulation. That is just incredible. And of course, this is the Goes East high-res satellite, so it's quote-unquote weather porn. Take a look at the forecast for today. 45 to 49. Early clouds break, leading to mostly sunny skies. Very dry air, but it does become windy. Look at that wind, 25 to 35 with gusts near 45 miles per hour. So we'll talk about the next rain chances plus that fire danger risk down to our south with that Weather and Property Maintenance 7-day later on in the show. Justin and Matt.
All right, looking forward to it. Dakota, thanks. Our top story, a teen previously charged in a Jamestown criminal mischief case now faces a similar charge in the town of Ellicott. Ellicott police say that 18-year-old Kayla Haynes is charged with fourth-degree criminal mischief after officers responded to a criminal mischief complaint back on March 21st. Haynes was issued an appearance ticket and released into custody on similar charges. Haynes also faces a third-degree criminal mischief charge after investigators from the Jamestown Police Department said she and another girl struck vehicles in the Jamestown area. They were allegedly driving around and hitting those parked vehicles with baseball bats. For more on that story and this one, visit our site, WNYNewsNow.com.
A town of Arkwright homeowner was charged after New York State DEC forest rangers say he violated the burn ban. The homeowner, who was not identified, is charged with illegal burning during the burn ban. Last Thursday, forest rangers Nathan Sprague and Zachary Robitaille were dispatched to a field fire in the town of Arkwright. Now, when the rangers arrived, Cassadaga Fire Department personnel were finishing the mop-up of that fire. Rangers say the homeowner admitted to starting a brush pile fire and the flames spread to an adjacent field, burning approximately a half acre.
Now, for the second year in a row, a technical glitch has interrupted the computer-based ELA Common Core testing for some school districts across the state. The state's vendor for computer-based testing, Questar, has reported a slowness with students being able to submit the test. Now, that's according to the New York State Education Department website. Guidelines suggest that the students should wait about 5 to 10 minutes before trying to submit their answers again. Questar CEO Brad Baumgartner says that they're aware of intermediate delays and are working with districts across the state to resolve those.
Representative Tom Reed, meanwhile, announced this morning that he's co-introduced legislation to rein in the skyrocketing costs of prescription drugs. Reed says the stopping of the pharmaceutical industry from keeping drugs expensive Act of 2019, also named the Spike Act, would require drug manufacturers to publicly justify large price increases in launch prices for high-cost drugs. Reed also says that the act is a step towards accountability and transparency regarding drug costs. Reed co-introduced the bill with Democratic Congressman Stephen Horsford of Nevada, and for more information on the legislation, please visit our website at WNYNewsNow.com or download, as Justin likes to say, the WNY News Now mobile app.
Well, that's what they call it, you know. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Talking a little bit more about this Reid bill. They released the info on it before his scheduled 11:15 on the phone press conference, which was booted to 11:30. So we were listening to that in the newsroom, and Congressman Reid talking about how his son, who is a type 1 diabetic, faces the cost of expensive insulin. And that's what a number of people across, not just the district, but pretty much the whole nation have to deal with. So, he hopes that this bill will rally the people to stand up against a lot of these drug manufacturers and say, you know what, the price is too much. We're not going to pay for it. We're going to go elsewhere. And this kind of reminds me of, you remember Larry Sharp, right?
I do remember.
And he talked about how with listing doctor prices at hospitals, people would go to the more affordable choice, and around the board they'd be forced to lower that price. Kind of sounds very similar to that. So certainly be interesting to read more details on that. But it makes sense. If I'm gonna go get a burger for lunch, and the burger here is $7, or the burger here is $6, and that burger's on sale for $3, I might go for the $3 burger. Now, granted, that $3 burger probably will make me have to go to the bathroom fairly quickly afterwards.
Oh, come on. You had to do
I
it.
had to take it there. It's funny. It's funny. Maybe not if you ate the burger.
That's true.
Hey,
or the person has to clean it up. But that's here nor there.
Well, I think you clean the bathrooms, right?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
does Gary clean the bathrooms? I see Gary's here.
Gary, you don't want to clean them.
No.
Good afternoon, Chrissy. Hopefully you're doing well. Gary, great to see you. It looks like, Gary, you're talking about the Common Core testing. And, that was a big headline yesterday and today continuing as well with the state saying that, some of the online programs just aren't working right now. So certainly probably kids who struggle with testing or are afraid of testing in the first place are not going to have to deal with this. So that's no fun.
No.
Wendy, hello to you. Happy hump day. Lori, good afternoon to you. Looks like Lori's granddaughter's tests worked well yesterday. And a lot of people were saying that they weren't having issues, but a lot of school districts were. Brenda, good afternoon to you. Hello, Rob. Dakota Hunterelli is watching from the news weather set. David, great to see you. Good to see all these faces. If I didn't get to your name, just comment it down below. Give us a shout, and we'd love to say hello to you. We have a lot more to tell you about. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he has the deets on this heavy wind that's blowing across our area. And, of course, Norm will look at sports in just a little bit.
But first, the Democratic candidate for New York's 57th Senate District sits down with our Justin Gould, what he had to say about those issues here in the district. Dakota.
Talking about going to the bathroom, geez, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. The high yesterday was 46 degrees, and that was below average, but the warm-up continues through the end of the week. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. News Now at Noon continues in just a minute.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
When I'm streaming and I'm talking to my community, we have that literally split-second interaction. If somebody says hello, I say hello right back immediately, and it kind of creates that connection. Because like my subscribers and my followers, we pretty much go by Re-Up's Army. All the hate and everything that goes around, that's kind of like our mission statement. Is just be positive and enjoy each other's time. It's more or less just trying to use the internet in a positive way. Like we all from around the world get to connect on the same level, which is, we all love video games. Mixer.com/Re-Up. I'm live every single day, 8 p.m.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Joining us in studio is Austin Morgan, who is running for New York State Senate. Austin, thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate your time.
Hey there, Justin. Great to be here.
So I want to ask you, why throw your hat in the ring? Obviously, it was very unexpected for a lot of people that New York State Senator Kathy Young resigned abruptly to take a job in the private sector. So I guess, first of all, I'm sure a lot of people want to know, why you? Why raise your hand now?
Well, first, I want to thank Kathy Young. She was a titan of Albany. She did a lot for this region. She had a great reputation here, and she touched a lot of lives. And I hope that I will have the chance to follow in her footsteps, because I believe that we have to continue that tradition going forward. A little bit about me. Obviously, I'm Austin Morgan. I'm from a small town called Freedom out in Cattaraugus County, about 1,400 people. I come from a family of very little means, but a lot of love and a lot of support and a lot of belief in the hard work of everyday living and the dignity of the working class. So my father's a mechanic, my mother's a teacher's aide. I grew up watching them work incredibly hard, giving everything they had so that my brother and I could have a life better than the one they got. And so the reason I raised my hand, the reason I threw my hat in the ring for this race, is because I really believe that we need to start not only focusing on the problems today, because there are many of them, but we need to start planning a course for the future of this district. I really believe that the vision, the fresh ideas and perspective that I bring to the race are going to be beneficial to the region. And I think that the way we go forward is by really believing in something again, and I hope I can bring that to the table.
Now, you are just about to finish college, right? What are you studying right now?
So I'm out at Cornell University in the College of Human Ecology. What my degree is in, and what I've been studying, is human development. Now that's a weird kind of phrase that a lot of people might not have heard of yet, but basically what I study is how we grow from birth to death. I study how we change as people within the social, economic, political, environmental contexts. And so what I've studied most closely is how poverty affects people as they develop. Where we live, there's a lot of people living in poverty, whether it's urban or rural. And so I've studied the ways that that changes people as they grow. And the other thing I've studied is education policy, which goes really well with how poverty affects people. So my personal interest is in how education can help children in poverty to actually achieve the dreams that they might have, overcome the societal expectations that are certainly in place for them right now.
Would you be able, I guess, how would you be able to leverage what you've studied now into the New York State Senate if elected?
That's a great question. So there is a committee on families and children. There's obviously the education committee. I'm also, fresh out of Cornell, so I get the university side of it, and high school is not too far removed from me.
Right.
So I think what I bring to the table and what's missing in Albany is a perspective from the future, right? And I do bring in expertise about how to approach poverty, how to overcome its effects, and really more needs to be done to say we have all of these people living in a way or at a standard which they don't deserve. They deserve a better life than the one they have now. And I'm not saying that we expand social safety nets and make them permanent, but we need to give people a hand up so that they can get out of it, right? So I believe that's a experience and an expertise that I bring to the table, and I think one that Albany desperately needs.
Is that the biggest issue you think this district faces, or is there something else that you're also going to be pushing for?
Well, the district faces many issues, and so does the state as a whole. But where we live, the issues are the economy, especially in terms of jobs, right? And making sure that the people that we care about, the communities and the families around us, are taken care of at the most basic level. And so, to me, making sure that we have opportunity here, as a young person, I watched all of my high school friends and many of my college friends leave the state because they couldn't find the opportunities that they needed. And I realized that I loved our part of the state so much that it was now or never. We're at a breaking point where if we don't drastically change what we're doing, our populations are going to continue to decrease at an alarming rate. And so one of the things that is most important is jobs, of course. So one of the initiatives I've put forth, and will be putting out in a more concrete policy sense soon, is a companion program to the Excelsior Scholarship. The Excelsior Scholarship gives free tuition to students who make under, I think it's at $125,000 right now. So what we need in alongside that is a program for students who want to go into the trades, which are so strong where we live and which offer such great opportunities that the state needs to be investing in trades programs, linking up BOCES and private industry, linking them together, giving children the opportunity to go into a trade because college is not for everyone. So the state needs to be putting money into that. They need to be investing in the future of not only the kids who want to be going to college, but the kids who want to go into trade. And so I think that is a great point where it not only fixes an issue that exists now, but it plots our course for the future. And I really have a vision for a district, for a community here which sees a better tomorrow.
What is the biggest thing you want a voter to take away when talking with you, maybe reading over your website or connecting with you online? What do you want them to bring home to the table?
So I think what's most important to remember is that this is not your traditional campaign. We're not your traditional Democrat. I hope that people, I know the word Democrat gets a lot of people, it makes their skin crawl, right? I think and that largely stems from the New York City centric portion of the party, but we're not them. And I hope that people will take a chance to get to know me, to talk to me before they make judgments, because I really believe that the care, the experiences, and the perspective that I bring to the table are the best thing for this district right now. And what's very clear to me, I have more experience in the Senate than either of the two candidates who are running against me at this point. I know how it works. I know how things get done. And what is apparent right now is that there are two realities in Albany. One is that the Democratic Senate is solidly Democratic and not changing back anytime soon. And the second thing is, I know from my experience in Albany, and not a lot of people know a lot about state government, so let me be clear. If you're in the minority in Albany, you get very little, if anything. So I think this is a chance for our district to say, let's try someone new. Let's step out of the political boxes. Let's try a different perspective, someone with new ideas, someone with energy, and let's send them to the majority where these downstate politicians haven't heard voices like ours. They don't hear from farmers. They don't hear from small businesses. They don't hear that middle-class taxes need to be cut. They don't hear that our roads are falling apart. So send me is my hope, right? Send me to Albany. Let me wake up the majority. Let me wake up the politicians who have no clue where we are or the best parts of our region.
All right, Austin Morgan, Democrat candidate for the 57th New York State Senate District. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Jason.
We'll be right back.
Thank you so much, Jason.
We'll be right back.
Thank you so much, Jason.
When I'm streaming and I'm talking to
Turn to Brotherhood Property Maintenance for all your lawn care and landscaping needs, no matter the season. Brotherhood Property Maintenance does it all, from professional plowing during the winter months to expert landscaping all summer long. Count on Brotherhood Property Maintenance for mowing, landscaping, tree work, spring and fall cleanup, plus snow removal. Serving both commercial and residential lots, check out Jamestown's fastest growing landscaping crew on Facebook or call us right now to book an appointment.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's gonna have some bison in it, you know, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's gonna have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back. And Jay, good interview. That was awesome. So let's take a look at the Sky Vision Camera Network to start off with. This is the camera downtown Jamestown on top of the DoubleTree. You can see the camera shaking a little bit with that west wind at 22, and the winds will remain up through the day. And we'll talk about this here. So the wind gusts here through the afternoon. I think the peak wind gusts will be pretty much now until probably by about 8 o'clock. You can see here that the winds will really start to back off here by the time we hit by 8 o'clock tonight. The winds will really start to back off and the wind gusts won't be as strong. So News Now Cam, you can see the clouds dotting the sky, and if I move on the other side of the wall, you can actually see the flag right there. The flag is a good indication of how strong the winds are. The current temperature is 41. There's that west wind of 30 officially at the airport. The wind gust is 35 and the dew point is down there at 25 degrees. And that is important to know because that means the air is dry. Again, here's the satellite image one more time just to show you this nor'easter that is off the New England coast. I mean, that is just pure good looking. I mean, you know, if you're a weather nut, that image right there is absolutely gorgeous. And here it is on First Defense Doppler. There it is right there. It's now moving its way up into Canada. This is the cold front that moved through. This is the second one that's going to move through tonight and then into tomorrow. This is going to bring the colder air along with the rain that comes Thursday night and into Friday. There is a chance that it may mix with a few wet snowflakes early on Friday as temperatures hover around freezing, but otherwise it's mainly going to be rain. Wind advisory remains in place until 6 o'clock tonight until all of Western New York, and there is a red flag warning. It used to be called a fire weather warning, but they changed the naming on this a few years ago, and this is for a heightened fire danger, and we'll talk about this here. So basically, there is this critical fire danger across much of central PA, and this is actually a little bit unusual. We don't see this around here very often, but again, when the air is this dry this early in the season, that could heighten the wildfire danger. So again, there's that dry air with wind gusts 30 to 40 miles an hour. That will take, I mean, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot to take a small brush fire and make it into a wildfire. So again, burn bans are in place, respect those, and obviously use common sense. I mean, you know, these are all just basic things, so just use common sense and don't burn anything until the burn bans are lifted. Zone by zone, we'll start at the eastern areas first. Temperatures a bit below average, but this is closer to where we should be. A lot more sun, but look at that wind, 20 to 30, gusting maybe to 40, 45 miles per hour. The Lake Erie shoreline will stay cooler because the wind coming off the lake, so 25 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts there, but lots of sunshine for you for the afternoon. Next 7 days of your life coming up on the big screen, and there's the first 3. We stay in the 40s through the end of the week, but there's that rain chance on Friday, and yes, you're getting warmer. We go into the 60s for early next week. We back it down a little bit on Tuesday into the upper 50s. Sports is next. Don't go away.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Hump Day, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Later this afternoon at 4:30, the Panama Panthers will be on the road for a conference game against the Westfield Wolverines. Panama lost their first game of the season on Tuesday, losing 15-0 to the Southwestern Trojans. 15-3 to the Maple Grove Red Dragons. Westfield, like Panama, is coming off of a loss. Westfield lost to Southwestern 12-0, which was last Tuesday. The Buffalo Sabres once again got the short end of the stick on Tuesday night as they lost 3-2 to the Nashville Predators. Two different Sabres scored a goal, with Evan Rodriguez assisting on two of them. Nashville defenseman PK Subban was one of three Predators to score a goal. With 2 games left in the regular season, the Sabres have free fallen to second to last in the Atlantic Division with 72 points, 2 points behind the Detroit Red Wings. The Sabres will be back in action on Thursday night at 7 o'clock as they will host the Ottawa Senators for their final home game of the regular season. Later this afternoon with a 4:05 first pitch, the New York Yankees will be hosting the Detroit Tigers. This will be the final home game of a 6-game homestand for the New York Yankees as they will start off on the road for the first time this season. The Yanks are off to a slow start in the AL East with a 2-3 record, losing their last game on Tuesday to Detroit 3-1. Meanwhile, Detroit is currently 3-3 on the season, good for second place in the AL Central. Matthew Boyd will get the starting nod on the mound for the Tigers. The Yankees starting pitcher is yet to be determined. The game will be televised on the Yes Network and can be viewed on the MLB At Bat app. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Righty, Norm. Thank you, sir. The Chautauqua Mall announced today that the Easter Bunny. Whoa, please put that in
There's
the blooper.
one for the blooper reel.
Easter bunter, baseball.
I like the
goodness.
sports knowledge. Well, anyways, I digress. The Easter Bunny will be returning to the mall on Saturday with a grand ceremony from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, families are invited to welcome the bunny as he makes his grand entrance from JCPenney to Center Court on a boat provided by Smith Boys of Chautauqua. Several Easter-themed craft stations hosted in partnership with the Girl Scouts of Western New York will also be there, along with some games, prizes, and music. And starting this Saturday, the Easter Bunny will be available to greet guests and capture photo memories on Saturdays from noon to 8, Sundays from noon to 6, and on, I believe it's Friday the 19th.
I believe so. We have the full story up
Yep.
on WNYNewsNow.com if you're interested in attending that event. Pretty cool. So good event there, and boy, they're really feeling like spring if they're pushing the boats already. So interesting. Dakota, you going to you going to the Easter Bunny event?
Oh, if I go to the Easter Bunny, I don't know, I'll break his bones because I'm too fat.
No.
So-
Dakota.
It's the same way with Santa Claus.
I'm going to
you know?
bring the Easter bunter after you.
Yeah, we'll bring the Easter bunter here. How's that?
You know, it's the same way with Santa Claus. I can't sit on his lap because I'm too fat. So,
Dakota.
anyway. Let's take a
We'll just
look at
get a really strong Santa Claus.
yeah.
Really
I think we need to go to weather, and let's get off this here. So again, we'll talk very quickly about this. So there is a red flag warning for Warren County until 11 o'clock tonight. Again, a heightened wildfire danger with the dry air and the dry ground conditions. So again, you know, just use common sense with this. The Brotherhood Property Maintenance 7-day. Again, temperatures go down just a little bit for the end of the week. We bring in some rain showers on Friday, but we warm up. Look at that. We go back into the 60s for the second half of the weekend into early next week.
I like it.
Awesome. Me too. Dakota, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hopefully everyone holds on to their hat today.
Oh, yeah.
It's really windy. Our newsroom, which, you know, the HD News Now cam overlooks, and you can see the flag really well. Well, there's these, right below the HD News Now cam, the tops of the downtown lights.
Yeah.
They rattle like, back and forth.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, I mean...
I've seen one break. It's a fun time.
One fell one time
Yep.
late at night. We heard a big smash.
The full pull.
Ooh, it wasn't good. So, But hopefully they don't fall.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they'd be screwed in, but there's a secret. If they're not screwed in.
Who do we talk to about that? Teresi, somebody on city council?
Any of the people running for mayor. We'll ask them about that.
Yeah.
What's your stance on the unscrewed in lights downtown?
There's an idea.
Hey, that'll do it for us today. News continues 24/7. WNYNewsNow.com. Download the app. See you tomorrow.